Good afternoon. Today I'll be talking about depression and how we can help heal depression and lessen the cures and how depression can be traced to someone else in your family member and what you can do to help them basically. So depression is a mental illness in which it makes you feel some sort of emptiness, you lose your appetite, you feel socially awkward, and you don't seem as enthusiastic about things you used to seem enthusiastic about. Now, about 16.2 million people in the United States itself is diagnosed with some sort of depression. Over the whole globe, about 300 million people are diagnosed by different types of depression. There's several different types of depression. There's clinical, major, minor, and the list goes on. But in general, the symptoms still include the same emptiness, the same loss of appetite, the withdrawals, and so on. So the recent cures and the recent discoveries have been, the first two are the two discoveries that have been made, which is the stimulation of the vagus nerve, and the second one being omega-3 supplements. Now, the depression of a kid can cause your parents to cause depression is sort of a link that was discovered, and it also helps us better to understand how we want to treat it and how we can help a large group of people in the same family suffering from depression deal with the medical illness. So the first one being the vagus nerve stimulator. The vagus nerve, first off, is one of the major nerves of the 12 in your central nervous system. Now, the vagus nerve is known as the big nerve. It's one of the biggest in your body, and it does the most things. Now, scientists have found a way and have done research to figure out that a small amount of electrical current can cause that nerve to basically erupt and cause an alter in mood. Now, the vagus nerve stimulator is also somewhat similar to the heart stimulator or the heart pulse when your AV valve is not working. So basically what it is you apply it, it's under the skin, and they put it right above your upper chest, and it attaches to your vagus nerve in your neck. And what it does is it sends a electrical current to the vagus nerve, and that vagus nerve goes throughout the brain and causes electrons and things that depression does not. It helps stimulate it, causing a better mood, a better, you're more active, you're socializing with more people than before. Now, research also figured out that 34 to 40% of people that used it did show a better outcome. Now, when dealing with depression, not everyone can be cured because there's so many different levels, but a 34 to 40% success rate is a large amount considering that there are 16.8 million in the United States and 300 million in the whole world. The second is the omega-3 supplements. Omega-3 you also heard probably in fish oils and some of the seafood places you eat and stuff like that, because it's also found in fish. Now, omega-3 supplements can be bought anywhere, in the grocery stores and all of that, but there's different concentrations to the fish oil, and just like other medicines, medical, a prescription can get you a higher dose and, so on. So fish oil, what it does is, in the brain, it helps you excite or release molecules in your brain that express a more happy mood. So basically what it will do is if you take a supplement, it'll not instantly, but later on as you keep taking the doses, what it will do is it'll make the molecules in your brain easier to release, causing you to have a better mood or feel better than what you did if you had severe depression. So it can either lessen the symptoms or almost take them away completely. Now, fish oil supplements can be found anywhere, but there's different dosages, like I said before. So if a doctor prescribed you about 1 gram of fish oil in different concentrations in the ingredients, it can be 1 gram could equal to about 3 weeks of salmon fish in just one whole pill. And it has shown that about 40 to 46 people have found a significant better in mood and better in attitude after taking the fish oils repeatedly and continuously. They say it takes about 9 months in order for it to start actually seeing signs of it, but still 9 months of taking regular something fish oil that actually helps you in both dietary and your mental illness is more of a plus side. Now those two, the vagus nerve stimulator and the omega-3 supplements, were both cures and they were both medical research done to where it can help you lessen the symptoms and make you feel better. But this research showed that there is a link between students or adolescents and their parents in the relation to where they have the depression. So research showed that basically if a student or an adolescent or a child had depression, it was more likely for their parents to develop depression also. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and it actually helps us to understand how we can help cure depression by the numbers of 2s, for instance, for the child and the mother. So if the mother was to have depression and she was seeking clinical help, there can be traced down to where if her child is still depressed, we can go ahead and act on the child and the parent itself instead of the parent alone. Because research shows that if a child is suffering from depression, then their parent is most likely to suffer from depression. Now, it doesn't have to be parent or child. It can be, it can be a grandma or their son, or anything with if you have a close tie with somebody, it can show that the person that's depressed can actually be contagious and send it to you. So today that we figured out that in the last 5 years, research has been done about how we can either lessen the symptoms of depression or completely wipe them off, and we have to understand a trait in which depression has been transferred from. First being the vagus nerve stimulator, second being the omega-3 supplements, and third being the trace of someone else close to you having depression, linking it to you or a parent or a grandma or so and so. Thank you.